Sometimes before I tweet out a take, I will think people are probably not going to agree with this, but it's what I believe. So why don't I tweet it, see what people think? It seems like people kind of agree with this quite a bit. I see a few people disagreeing, but most people do. I personally think, hot take here, the LQS should not exist in AQ worlds anymore. I think it's an old concept that they had around for a while that was working. But I feel with the current player base, how things are these days, I don't think an LQS is necessary at all. I feel like the game would be in a much more healthy state if the LQS didn't exist at all, and maybe this is their last one. So there was an LQS this Friday, and with that came a bunch of new sets, like 4 new ones. These are the same, so 4 new ones. And those are all still in stock with quantities, some of which are over 10,000. 3 of the 4 still have over 10,000 quantity. Did they overstock this? Definitely. Did I make a tweet at Alina saying that the stock might be an issue before this came out? Definitely. Was that because there was a Kotaro set releasing? Definitely. Did that Kotaro set actually release the LQS? It did not. So that's why I made a tweet. I'm like, kind of worried because the last good set they put in LQS sold out instantly, and I guess people weren't too excited about these ones. Although, if you haven't picked up the house and you're watching this video right now, great house. And it's free. If you've ever had a membership in the past, you can get it for some gold. So get it. It's really good. It's a nice house. Got customization in it. Rooms look good. Daylight and nighttime versions of it. Pick that up. Do it. The other ones, not so much. I mean, if you want the hats from this one's not all that great. This one, it's free, so grab it, but I don't really like the weapons from that. If you want my quick review of this LQS, but I don't think LQSs really work these days. I think having these in a limited time shop or something different. So I made a tweet and I got a good reply. I'll go through these real quick because I like the train of thought this had here. Although you have a point, and the fact that the sets shown or better to be featured, this was simply a bad LQS, the first one. I disagree. I think there's been a lot of pretty bad LQS items. Since I still remember quite the LQS that would be sold out the second they released them. Yeah, the last time they did when they did the Dage the Good set for Christmas LQS, that one sold out instantly because people wanted it. It was actually Dage the Good was pretty good. If they don't put a good item in the LQS, they're not going to sell out at all, as we see with the current stock on these LQSs. I'm not saying these are bad items, but the desirability of them is not very high, like it is with the Dage the Good one that came out back in December there. So the ones that sell out fast are also bad. I agree. So I think them selling out fast is losing money. And as we can tell, recently moved out of their offices that they held since 2008. They had an office there in Florida there, and they moved out. I think they're all working remotely now because it's a lot cheaper than renting an office. Of course, with the sky high, inflation and the rental rates being way higher than they were in 2008 and stuff like that. Like, I don't think it's financially feasible for them to even have an office at this point. So the money part probably matters, especially with the dwindling player base. Just in the future for 3 days and call it a limited time shop. Yeah, they probably get more sales on items that are actually desirable. Like, for example, the Kotaro set probably would have sold out or close. I mean, with this quantity, maybe it wouldn't even sell out with the current player base, to be honest, because the player base is kind of down, but it would probably have a lot more sales. So, I mean, they'll probably never do this high quantity ever again on an LQS. Unless, for some miraculous reason, the player base shoots up in the stratosphere, which, for the Flash version of AQ Worlds, I can't see that happening. So, yeah, if we're being real here, I don't think we'll ever see quantity this high. So, if they actually do another LQS and it does have a good set in it that everyone wants, it will actually sell out again. And I don't think that's good for the overall player base and AE's bank account. Next reply here from this guy, he says, I don't think that having a limited time shop creates nearly enough urgency to buy the items. I disagree. I just don't like. I mean, I guess it does create some false urgency, but it's so weird. It doesn't, for a video game, it's so weird. Like, okay, imagine you're playing any other video game. Imagine playing League of Legends or Overwatch or any video game you play that isn't AQ Worlds, right? And they put in a new skin for a character you like. So let's say Tracer from Overwatch is getting a new skin. It's like, it's your favorite skin for that character. And you're like, damn, I really want to get that. And it's a reasonable price. But you have to show up at a certain time, and there's only 1,500 of them. And you have to compete with every other player that plays the game to get that skin. And whoever has the lowest ping to the server is probably going to grab it, right? Is that really fun or enjoy? Like, do you really like that? Do people actually like that? Because I don't. I think it's really not great. I'd rather just, I'm okay with the skin being limited time. Like, oh, this skin's only available for this month or this week or whatever, but it's an event skin or something. But just having it so it's a limited quantity of them is stupid. It's a virtual item. It's a file. It's a texture on a character. Why is it limited? It doesn't make any sense. The next part of this tweet brings up the fact that people like to collect the badges, and I do see that. I do think I know some people buy the LQSs just for the badges. There was one LQS where if you bought two of the same item, you got a separate badge. So you know what people did? They bought two of the same item, and I think that they were both cost like 2,000. It was like 2018. It was, yeah, okay, anyway. So yeah, people care about the badges and put them in game via quests. If they want to sell the LQS items in game as limited time shops, I think that would work. Like, hey, you get this item on the shop, it's got a quest. Yeah, there's a quest for requirement, maybe in the curio shop or something, and you can go grab your badge. And then he brings up a good point here that I kind of like as a good change up. So it's kind of still like the LQS kind of feel, but not limited. So I'd be okay with the limited time shops that open every 6 hours for like 10 minutes throughout 3 days, as long as it stayed on separate websites so it feels different and more unique than any other random news edition. So I actually like that idea. So they open up a shop, there's a time frame where you have to show up to the website, grab your items if you want to buy them or not, and then everyone that shows up at those times gets those items. So it's still like a limited time thing, and you got to show up at a website at a certain time to get it. But it's not quantity. There's not a quantity to it. I think that would actually work better, because I think it's kind of embarrassing for AE to have large quantities left over. So even if they release a set, right, like this one, and there's no quantity set to it, you just buy it, and people that show up at those time buy it. So you're not left over, and this isn't going to leak into the next 12 LQSs they do in the future because no one wanted to buy it, right? I mean, I honestly, like, that wouldn't happen in this scenario, and I really like this idea. I think this is a good evolution of the LQS to the point where it's a limited time shop. You show up, there's like a 10-minute thing where the shop's open, you buy the items, hope the servers don't crash, and then you have the items, and then it's only available for that short amount of time. So if they still want to do the limited time thing, I'm okay with that. But the limited quantity just isn't it, because it's bad when it sells out, and it's bad when it doesn't sell out because it looks bad for AE. So that is about all my thoughts. I like this little tweet thread, but I thought that was a really good idea, and I kind of just want to make a little commentary on what I think about the current LQS. When I went to check it to see what the quantities were, see if any of them sold out, and I saw they were all in stock with like 10,000 a piece. I was like, Jesus, that is tough. So yeah, let me know what you guys think down in the comments about the LQS. Do you agree with this idea of having it limited time where it's like 10 minutes at certain time marks? So they do like the restock still like they used to do, but just you have to be there for a certain amount of time and you can get the items and you got the badges and the same as it is right now, but there's an actual number quantity to them. I think that would be a better solution. Anyway, leave a like on the video if you liked it, subscribe to the channel, and I'd love to read all your comments about the LQS stuff. Debate away if you don't agree with it, that's fine. Leave that in the comment section. I want to see what you guys think about this, and I'll see you next one. Peace.